Yeah, hi all. Very good morning. Good morning. So yesterday we discussed a lot about core internal part like a clean page, dirty page, checkpoint, lazy writer, and what is the difference between clean page and lazy writer. And also we discussed about the what are the different types of pages. Okay, how SQL Server is storing the data, what is the page size, what is the page architecture, and also we went to the inside to the page and what is the extent and how many types of extensions are available in SQL Server. Out of this, do you have any questions? Any questions? No. Okay. Yeah. So one of the concept yesterday we noted covered. Okay. That concept is uh, That concept is eager writer. Uh, No, mostly no one will ask about this eager writer, but someone very rare case in overall my experience, okay, only one interview asked about this question, what is eager writer, okay. In case if you get opportunity, if someone is asking about eager writer, so this is what the eager writer is performing, sir. See, whenever you are performing, okay, select into bulk insert or write a text or update a text. So whenever developers are performing this kind of operation, so this kind of operation, eager writer Microsoft is telling that eager writer will help you the performance of bulk operations. Means, so for example, you are trying to insert a billion records. You are trying to insert 10 billion records into the database at a time, okay, using select into or bulk insert or write a text or update a text. So whenever you are performing such kind of operations, okay, what eager writer will do, right? Eager writer process handle the both page creation and page writing in parallel. So in parallel, pages will be created in the database, and also pages will be writing at this same time. So that is how the process will be improved. That is what Microsoft is telling, that the process will be improved by the eager writer. So whenever our recovery model is bulk logged, so we are going to discuss, sir, what is about bulk logged. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so whenever we are performing the bulk operations, so there is an internal mechanism, that is eager writer, which will help you lot. How means, so what eager writer will do, right? Eager writer will create the pages and will write the pages in parallel, so that the query do not wait to complete the entire bulk operations before writing all the pages to the disk. So page creation, page writing will do the parallelly. Page creation, page writing will do the parallelly, okay, before it writes all the pages to the disk. Means entire your bulk operations will be start writing and creating in the buffer to make the performance bit improved whenever you are performing the bulk operations. Make a sense, online people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just remember this word, okay. Page creation, page writing will do the parallelly to improve the performance of the bulk operations by the eager writer. Now, very important concepts are transactional properties, nothing but asset properties. Anyone knows about this concept? Okay, so asset properties. Say not only SQL Server, when you go for Oracle, when you go for MySQL, when you go for PostgreSQL, definitely every database management system will follows the asset properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So what do you mean by the asset properties? Means A stands for atomicity, C stands for consistency, I stands for isolation, D stands for durability. What do you mean by atomicity? Sir, again I will come up this concept. I told you, right? We'll come up this concept in the locking, blocking, and deadlock session. Okay, so again we will touch this concept in the locking, blocking, and deadlock session, which is used to take around 3 to 4 days. So atomicity stands for, okay, either your transaction should be fully committed or fully rolled back. Every transaction, whatever you are performing, that should be fully committed or fully rolled back. What do you mean by that, Subbu? Means, so for example, when you go to the ATM machine, when you take like UPI payments like Phone Pay or Google Pay or some others, are most of the people is using different apps. Paytm, okay, Phone Pay, Google Pay, Paytm, or iMobile apps, or when you go to the ATM. So when you try to withdraw the from ATM, when you try to withdraw the amount from the ATM, or when you are transferring amount from one account to another account using Phone Pay, Google Pay, or any such, sometimes due to network, what will happen, the amount will be detected from your account, but the amount is not yet transferred. Okay, or what will happen in the ATM, the amount is detected from your ATM, but we are unable to get the ATM from the amount. Okay, in that cases, what will happen, we'll try to reach the customer care. Customer care will tell us, okay, no worries sir, within 5 to 6 working days, 5 to 7 working days, your amount will be credited back soon. So that is how the example will you can understand, sir. Atomicity means every transaction need to fully committed or fully roll back. Means you should receive the amount and your amount should be deducted from the account. That is a fully transaction, right? Yes or no? So in case if your partially means, in case it will roll back in. So that is how the atomicity will maintain, sir. Atomicity means every transaction, either it should be fully committed or it should be, sorry sir, fully roll back. Fully roll back, that is what atomicity. Best examples are, take ATM machine. When you go for consistency means every transactions whatever you are performing, that should not violate the behavior. So you should not change the behavior of your database, behavior of your table. Means behavior, sir, you should not change the behavior. What do you mean by that behavior, Subbu? So for example, you will go to the any uh, bank to open account. So they will ask you minimum amount you need to pay if you wanted to create an account. So if you are telling that I don't pay any minimum amount, okay, can you please just go and create? So it is violating the behavior, right? So if you wanted to create your account on that database, you should deposit minimum amount. That is a nature, that is a behavior. Okay, so consistency means your transaction should not violate the behavior of your database and database objects whenever you are performing the transaction. That is what consistency. Now sir, isolation, I cannot tell you in just 5 minutes about isolation level. It used to take around 1.5 hour to 2 hours only related to isolation levels, where we are going to discuss in the advanced level, where we are going to discuss in the advanced level, sir. So isolation level means independent. Isolation level means independent, sir. Every transaction is a independent. Every transaction is a independent. So for example, I'm having a database which contains 1,000 tables. So multiple users are connecting to the database and they are performing their own transactions on every table, sir, on every table. So that is how you are accessing your database, or you are accessing your objects. Majorly entire SQL will, we have a concept called locking, blocking, deadlock concepts, sir. Three concepts everyone must and should know. To become more stronger on locking, blocking, and deadlock, you must first become on the stronger in isolation level. So mainly we are forgetting about isolation level whenever we are focusing on locking, blocking, and deadlock. Means we can control the locks by setting the right isolation level on right database. Yep. So as I told you, right, I cannot discuss you in within 5 minutes. No worries. We have a separate session where we are going to discuss a lot about the isolation concept. And yesterday I told you the durability. So durability means protecting your data from the failure. So what Microsoft is doing, whatever the changes you are performing on the object, okay, in the buffer, parallelly it is hardened into the log file. That is nothing but durability. So Microsoft is going to protect your transaction from the failure by satisfying the durability, sir. Make a sense? Yep. Online people. Any questions?
No, sir.
Everyone clear? Atomicity, consistency? Yes.
So, eager writer say, is behavior like lazy writer, means it's controlled by SQL engine, right?
Sir, no maximum, there is not much document where Microsoft provided about the eager writer because I personally faced the interview only once, sir, in overall my career. Okay, one person asked about what is eager writer, but I know the concept before that only. So I just searched and I added into the PPT. So eager writer is helping the bulk operations, but I'm not sure why Microsoft is not highlighted this anywhere. Uh, and he made one document for the eager writer. But what eager writer is doing, right? Whenever you are performing bulk operations, not you, sir, developers are performing bulk operations. So parallelly, what eager writer is doing, parallelly, okay, page creating, page writing in the buffer, okay, because see, it should create the page and it should writing, so writing should be done every frequently, right? Instead of writing at frequently, so it will hold for writing into the disk, so it will make all into the buffer itself, and at one shot it will move the data to the disk, sir.
Yes. My question is that means, is there any not enable disable, like?
No, nothing.
No. Okay. Yes.
We don't have
That's
any control. Yes, we don't
yes.
have any
Thank.
control on lazy writer. We don't have any control on eager writer.
Yeah.
Checkpoint, yes, sir. Not disable. We never disable checkpoint. We will
Not
change
check.
the interval time.
Yeah.
But yesterday I told you at one point, don't play with the checkpoint. So why? You will have one question mark, sir. That I will explain you when we are discussing a restore concept.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sir, now I am going to discuss almost we completed the core concept of SQL. Okay, we are discussing a little bit about instance databases. Okay, a little bit about the development. Okay, then we are going for tomorrow to install the SQL server. Is it okay, everyone? Okay, tomorrow we will perform the installation. Once I will complete all this base level of information, one more session, you will become somewhat stronger in the SQL. Then tomorrow I am going for SQL installation. Then onwards you will get, okay, parallels are half of the session will be theoretical, half of the session will be practical. Every day we will follow the same strategy. Make sense? Yep. Sir, when you go to the SQL, okay, I already told you SQL is a product. SQL is a product. So you know about when you go to the control panel, okay. So when you go to the control panel, okay, when you go to the control panel, when you go to the programs, when you go to the uninstall, we have lot many applications which are running in my desktop, in my mission. Okay, so for example, torrent, antivirus, okay, Acer related, and Chrome related, MS Office related, Microsoft Edge related. So lot many MS Office related, so lot many applications are installed in my laptop. Let me ask you a question. Sir, I already installed MS Office in my laptop. Can I install one more MS Office in the same laptop? Can I install one more MS Office in my same in the same laptop? Or can I install Avasta same and I'm using Avasta antivirus? Can I use one can I install one more Avasta antivirus on same laptop? Will it allow, sir? Will it allow?
No, sir.
No, because every application, sir, when you go for every application, okay, it contains lot of DLLs, lot of exe files, sir. Every application, but but SQL also following the same strategy. But what Microsoft came up with the concept called, sir, an instance is a database copy of the SQL Server.exe executable file that runs as an operating system service. Sir, every instance, whenever you are installing a SQL Server, every instance that contains unique SQL Server.exe executable file, followed with lot of exe files, lot of DLL files, lots of lot of exe files, lot of DLL files. But that's what try to understand the logic. Every SQL instance having their unique sir. Every SQL instance having unique dot dot exe exe. So SQL Server.exe means when you start installing the SQL Server one time, it will create one SQL Server.exe. If you are installing one more time, it will create one more SQL Server.exe. If you are installing one more instant one more time, it will create one more SQL Server.exe. How many I can install in one laptop means 50 times you can install the SQL Server, which contains 50 instance. So technically you should call it as a instance, SQL instance. Okay, technically you should call it as a SQL instancer. How many instance you can install in your operating system means 50 times you can install SQL on your laptop. Every instance followed is unique name. Every instance you will give the its own name, sir. Name. Make a sense getting, sir? So, but when you go when you go when you go for VLC player, when you go for MS Office, when you go for antivirus, so that will follow only one file.exe file, sir. But when you go for SQL, sir, it's quite opposite. Every instance will have its own SQL server.exe. Make a sense, online people? So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, instance means
Instance
uh,
name. Yes, instance, sir. Technically,
uh,
we will call it as a instance. And a instance, okay, of the database engine is a copy of SQL Server.exe. But if someone, no one will ask this question, sir. Let me ask you a question who are already working. Okay, what is the instance definition then? What is instance definition, sir?
well, every .exe file that gets installed is instance.
Okay. Any other answers? So instance is nothing but, okay, instance is nothing but collection of system process and followed with, okay, memory architecture. Memory, sir, followed with memory. Okay, instance means it's a collection of system process. It's a collection of system process along with its own memory architecture. Followed with memory architecture means every instance will have its own memory structure. Every instance will have its own memory structure, sir. Sir, in my laptop, okay, in my laptop, if I'm having currently I'm having only one instance, sir. Okay, so currently I'm having only one instance. So tomorrow I'm going to install one more instance on my laptop, right? So every instance will follow its own memory architecture. So instance is nothing but collection of system process followed with memory architecture, followed with memory, sir. So every instance will maintain its own memory structure along with lot of system background process, lot of system background process like exes dot dll, a lot, sir. It contains lot. When you go here also, okay, whenever you install the SQL server, okay, so you will get SQL server, Microsoft SQL server product, and lot many things are available here, sir, that we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, so lot many things are available. And also when you open the task manager, when you open the task manager, you will see sql serve.exe. You will see sql serve.exe, sql serve.exe. Every sql serve.exe, it will assign one process id. That's what I told you, right? SQL serve.exe contains this lot of system process along with memory management. Make a sense, sir, everyone? Online people?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. That is the one point, everyone. Please make a note. Now, sir, okay, I can agree with you. Instance is nothing but a name, sir. Okay, not a instance. Instance means technically we are calling it the instance. Okay, one SQL instance, two SQL instance, three SQL instance means how many times you have installed SQL Server. See, an instance is a complete copy of the SQL Server installation. SQL Server installation which contains system process, which contains memory architecture, which contains SQL serve.exe executable file. Make sense? Okay, so maximum you can install 50 times in a single server. In a single server, you can install 50 times, sir, but we never install 50 times in real world. Maximum you can see two instance, three instance, or maximum you can see four instance, sir. But more than that, no, because it will impact the performance like anything. Okay, maximum, most of the cases you will see one, okay, two, least three. Okay, so maximum one, two, least three. Four also very rare case, sir, because it will impact the performance. SQL will impact the performance like anything. If you have multiple instances which are running in the one server, so your server should be high-end configuration then. Okay, so that's the reason we never make multiple copies in a single server. But actually, as Microsoft recommending, Microsoft is telling you can install 50 times in one server. Question, sir? Sir, when you install SQL Server 2005 in the install the default instance, okay, it does not require the client to specify the name of the instance to make a connection. Okay, what do you mean by that? Means from SQL Server 2005 onwards, Microsoft came up with one concept called, so sir, instance are two types. One is default instance, one is named instance. One is default instance, one is named instance, sir. So what is meant by default instance? Default instance. What do you mean by default instance? Is nothing but server name. Your server name is nothing but your SQL name. When you are installing SQL Server and you install default means you selected the default means by default your SQL name will be your server name. That's what he mentioned clearly from SQL Server 2005 onwards. Okay, the default instance, no need to mention the instance name. You can just mention the server name. Means what do you mean by that, Subbu? Means when you go to the computer, just type host name, sir, computer name, sir. Okay, server name is nothing but computer name. So this is my computer name. This is my computer name, sir, and this is my even SQL name. This is my SQL name, sir. If you have any doubts, you can go and verify. I already opened the SQL server. See, we're here. 1 second, sir. Let me minimize this one. Okay, you can go here. Laptop PIZ VN647 is my instance name, and this is my computer name as well. Okay, when you are installing SQL Server, if you choose the default instance, okay, by default, that SQL instance name will be your server name. No need to provide any instance name. Make a sense, sir? Make a sense? Only one instance for one server, sir. Only one instance for one server. Rest will be named instance. Rest will be named instance. So we can install around, okay, so server name followed by instance name, instance instance name, sir. Means for example, whenever I'm installing a instance, I provided a prod. Okay, server name slash prod is my instance name. If you have any doubts, go and verify, sir. Here I already connected to the multiple instance. See, this is my server name, this is prod, this is my server name test, this is my server name, this is SQL Express Edition. So so that's what, sir. Named instance means you need to specify the name. But when you are trying to access the named instance, you should connect with the server name backward slash instance name. Make a sense, sir? For default instance, no need to worry. Just provide the server name. I hope everyone understand. Yep. Clear? Not clear? Sir, as a database administrator,
Yes, yes.
everyone must and should know how to connect to the SQL firstly. Okay, whether you know about the rest of the concept also, I'm not worrying about. First, you must and should understand how to connect to the SQL, how to install the SQL. These are the two major primary activities. Okay, so when you are installing the SQL Server, if you choose the default instance, that means server name is your SQL name. That's it, sir. When you choose the named instance, you should provide the name of the SQL. When you want to connect to that named instance, server name forward slash backward slash instance name, and you can install 50 instance in one server. Sorry, 49 instance in one server. Okay, 49 instance, and you can install only one named instance. Named instance, only one named instance, and 49
So
sorry,
one
one,
default and 49 name, right?
yeah, one default instance, 49 named instance. I'm sorry. Okay, make a sense, sir, everyone? Yes, sir. Clear? Not clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Clear.
yeah. Okay, so that's what we are going to discuss tomorrow a lot about this concept, and this is also we are going to discuss tomorrow how to install what are the component. Let me focus on the services. Okay, so yes, whenever we are starting our demo session also, I explained you clearly, when you are installing the SQL Server, we have lot many services. uh, you can see whenever you install the SQL Server, sir. Okay, main two components are everyone need to remember. So when you are installing the SQL Server, So when you choose the database engine, you will get two services. What are the two services? What are the two services means SQL Server Service and SQL Agent Service. So these are the two service you by default you will get when you choose database engine. When you are installing SQL Server, when you choose database engine, SQL Server Service, SQL Agent Service, you will get it, sir. Means let me go here. Okay, let me search for configuration manager. Okay, I will explain you more about configuration manager tomorrow once we complete the installation, sir. Okay, see, when you install the SQL Server Service, okay, when you install the database engine service, by default you will get the two service. What are the two services, sir? SQL Server Service, SQL Agent Service. SQL Server Service, SQL Agent Service. These two services are the core component for the entire your database engine. What do you mean by that, Subbu? Means, sir, entire your database, sorry, entire your database engine is completely working with SQL Server Service. SQL Server Service. See, let me first try to connect to the SQL, sir. Let me first try to connect to the SQL. Yeah, I'm able to connect to the SQL Server. I'm able to connect to the SQL Server. See, I'm able to connect to the SQL Server because my SQL Server service is running. If I stop the SQL Server service, if I stop the SQL Server service, entire my database engine will be down. Entire my database engine will be down, sir. Means entire your SQL Server database engine is completely working with your SQL Server service. Make a sense? Make a sense, sir? Now see, now you can go to the SQL Server Management Studio and try to connect. It no, sir. It will fail. It will just keep on checking, keep on checking, keep on checking, and you will get the warning, the network related failed error. You will get failed, sir. You cannot connect to the SQL. Entire your database engine is down. Entire your database engine is down. Means entire your database engine is completely working with the SQL Server service. If you stop the SQL Server service, entire your database will be engine will be down. See, that network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing the connection to the SQL Server. When you receive this common error, when you receive this common error, first you need to go to the configuration manager and verify, oh my god, my SQL services is down. Now let me go and start the SQL services. If I start once I start the SQL services, automatically I can authenticate to the SQL database engine. Make a sense? Online people? See, now I can authenticate to the database engine, but my agent is down, sir. I am able to connect to the SQL server, but my agent is down. What do you mean by that agent, Subbu? Means automation, sir. SQL Server Agent service is nothing for automation purpose. If you wanted to create the jobs, if you want to run the jobs, if you wanted to trigger the mails, okay. So if you wanted to create the proxy accounts, okay. You if you wanted to create the alerts, if you wanted to create the operators, everything will be done with the SQL Server Agent, sir. SQL Server Agent is nothing but automation purpose. What will happen if I stop the SQL Server Agent means complete automation will be down. Complete automation will be down, sir. Means all the jobs whatever wanted to trigger all will be fails. No jobs will be triggered, nothing, sir. So make sure that your SQL Server agent should also run. See, jobs, alerts, operators, proxies, everything will be down at a time. Make a sense? Make a sense, sir, everyone? So complete your database engine is working with the SQL Server, okay, SQL Server service. your SQL Server agent is working with the SQL Server agent service. So nothing but automation. Yep. Got your idea, sir?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Yeah. And now, sir. Okay. Now, sir, there is one more service called SQL Server Browser Service. SQL Server Browser Service. So when you go to the configuration manager also, by default, when you install the SQL Server database engine, by default, you will get one more service that is nothing but, okay, SQL Server Browser Service. SQL Server Browser Service. So as per Microsoft recommending, we should disable the SQL Browser Service for the hardened purpose. Okay, so we should do, we must and should be disabled, sir. We should not enable the SQL browser service, sir. Okay, then why Microsoft, okay, providing SQL browser service, sir? Means, sir, firstly, to understand this concept, what SQL browser is doing means, sir, you should not see from the as a database level. You should see from the application side, sir. Sir, when you go for from application point of view, when you are thinking from the application point of view, sir, your application team will provide the connection string. Okay, your application team, one second, sir. Just hold on one second. No worries, we are going to discuss all these concepts in advanced level. Yeah, sir, your application team will pass the connection string like this, sir. Let me go to the notepad so that it will be better clear, sir. This is what your application team connection string, sir. Your application team, it can be Flipkart, it can be Amazon, it can be WhatsApp. Your application will pass the connection string. Under that connection string, they need to pass the server name, means nothing but instance name. Okay, instance name, your your port number, your database name, and followed with some security principles, sir. Followed with some security principle. So these are the two major components where we need to remember, sir. When you enable the browser service, even if you're not passing the port number, it will try to authenticate to the SQL. It will try to authenticate to the SQL. That is a major drawback, sir. With when you enable the browser service, browser will take a responsibility to scan the services which are running on that server. Browser make the connectivity bit faster, but here one major disadvantage is, okay, browser, even you are not passing the port number, browser will allows you to connect to the SQL instance, but that is not a best practice. That is not a best practice. As a best practice, we need to educate our application team. Hey, this is the instance, this is the port number where you need to pass in the connection string. Make a sense, sir? Online people, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Remaining people, Subhagni, Muni,
Yes, sir.
Nikhil.
Yes.
Okay, what is the major drawback with the browser service, sir? When you are starting browsers, assume your browser service is running, sir. You cannot see difference, more difference in SQL point of view, but from application point of view, you should mainly focus, sir, because application server is different. Your SQL server is different. Okay, whenever your application team wants to, when application team wants to connect to the SQL server, okay, they need to pass the port number along with the instance name. So even when you are connecting to the SQL also, even when you are connecting the SQL also, you can pass the port number, you can pass the port number. See, I am passing the instance name comma port number. That is the best practice, sir.
So,
Yes.
I have a question. That means if browser is enabled and if we have multiple SQL server on the same machine, so browser can pick up the anyone, not any
Yes, sir.
right? That's
No, browser service will search behalf of you and find the instance name and it will make the authentication, sir. Our understanding should be little bit different. Browser service, so assume I'm having multiple instance. Okay, sir, if you're having only single instance, no need to worry. No need to worry about the browser service, sir. When browser service will help you a lot means in one server, if you are having multiple instance in one server, if you're having multiple instance, browser server will help you to make the connectivity bit faster. Behalf of you, browser service will scan the services and get the instance for you and make the authentication. Make a sense? Online people, make a sense? Are you there, sir? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Clear? Not clear? Okay. Now, sir, by default, browser service will listen the port number of UDP, sir. By default, browser will listen the port number of UDP port number, that is 1434. 1434, sir. Okay. So what is the default port number of SQL Server? What is the
one
default
four
port
three
One
number of
three
1433.
1433? What is the default port number of SQL browser service, sir?
1434.
Yes, sir. Okay, 1434 is the port number of your browser service. UDP port number. So technically we'll call it as a UDP port number. Again, I'm repeating, sir, once again. Sir, browser service will help you lot when you have multiple instance on one server. Only one browser service will be installed, sir. You can install a number of instance. Only one browser service will be installed in one mission. In entire one mission, only one browser service will be installed. Now, what exactly browser service is doing, right? When you are trying to authenticate to the SQL with the instance name or with the IP address, sir, with the instance name, or you can connect the SQL Server with IP address as well, sir. I will show you how to connect SQL Server with IP address when we are discussing in the Azure level. Okay, in Azure level, because I need to set the DNS name, all this, right? So I will show you in the Azure level how to authenticate SQL with IP address. Okay, so browser service will help you a lot to authenticate SQL Server either with name, instance name, or with IP address without port number. Without port number, sir. But as a best practice, as per Microsoft recommending, we should pass the port number. Who, sir? Application team should pass the port number if you want to authenticate to the SQL. So that's the reason we'll almost will disable the SQL browser service in real world. We never encourage SQL Server browser should be enabled. We'll disable, sir. That's a best practice.
Then
Make a sense?
that means the port number is mentioned and browser service is enabled. So what the effect?
Nothing will affect, sir. Nothing. You never see any difference. Okay, nothing will affect. But as a best practice, okay, Microsoft recommending to disable it because browser service will. So for example, you are passing instance name and I port number. Okay, but Muni Divya is not passing the port number. Browser service will help you to authenticate, right? You are right, but I am not sure whether others can be following the same strategy or not. Will you agree or not agree?
Yes.
That's what, sir. Yep. Okay, sir. That is about the browser service, sir. What is the port number of browser service? 1434. That technically you can call it as a UDP port number. And now, sir, rest we have couple of services, sir. So out of these three services, let me discuss, sir. A brief, not in depth. We have separate sessions for in depth. Okay, analysis service, reporting service, integration service. So these three tools are BI tools. These three tools are BI tools, business intelligent tools, sir. MSBA, whenever you start searching for the course, which course I need to choose, so you can go and search in Google. You will get MSBA developers. Okay, MSBA developers, Microsoft Business Intelligent. So under MSBA, these are the major primary three tools, sir. Integration service, analysis service, reporting services. These three are the major key roles, sir. Major key role. Integration service is nothing but, okay, data warehouse tool. Okay, you know about the Informatica, sir. Whenever you are searching, definitely you will get to know about the Informatica. Data warehouse tools are these are. Okay, when you are searching with DWH, data warehouse tools, okay, Informatica, Cognos, Dataspace, Pentaho, along with SSIS. Even SAP is also having lot many, sir. SAP BI, SAP FICO, SAP ABAP. Okay, lot many, sir. In SAP also lot many. Okay, so out of this, integration service is a is a data warehouse tool, sir. Is a data warehouse tool, sir. Someone asked, most of the people is telling, DBA. Okay, there is no scope for DBA. Okay, DBA is completely gone. Okay, sir, who told you, sir? I can give you all the things. Try to make it very clear. Okay, someone who is telling that word, go and tell them directly. Okay, like anything, sir, whatever you want. Okay, so when I take MS SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, sir, is a database management system. Is a database management system. So we can have lot many things where you can do with the MS SQL Server. What are the major three things you can do, sir? What are the major three things you can do with MS SQL Server? Okay, okay. Let me, sir. Okay. Now let me go, sir. Let me take a different color. Okay. Now, sir. First, developer. Developer. Under developer, sir, first you will go for the developer, Microsoft SQL Server developer, where you are going to learn about SQL and TLSQL. SQL and TLSQL. So first we will start with, okay, so we can start with developers which will have SQL and T-SQL languages. Now, when I go for the DBA, database administrator, now you decide to, okay, I don't want development, I don't want design the code, I want, uh, like without code, I wanted to enter into the IT, then you can, best way is DBA, database administrator, SQL Server database administrator, where you are going to maintain the backups, backups, okay, restore security, and HA by dr and tuning is also one of the key component for the DBS. Okay, we have one more role called DBSR, and last but not least, we have one more role called MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. When I start career with MSBI, you mustn't should know about SSIS, SSRS, SSES, and SSRS service. Okay, RS service, that is, again, sir, these three service. Okay, These three service only, okay, majorly we are using, okay, majorly we are using on the on-prem, on-prem, sir, on-prem. Now, sir, Microsoft done lot of changes. Now Microsoft enter into the cloud as well. When I go to the cloud, when I go to the cloud, sorry, when I go to the cloud, okay, DBA is common, sir. Development is also common. When you go to the cloud, DBA is a common, developer is also common. But when I go to the MSBI over the cloud, you are getting lots, sir, again. You are getting lot. What you are getting, sir? Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory is the replace of your SSIS. In on-premises, we are calling it a SSIS. In cloud, you are calling it a Azure Data Factory. So once you become more stronger in DBA, okay, then start exploring about SSIS, start exploring about Azure Data Factory. Definitely, your career will grow like anything, sir. You no need to go. We have lot many products in Microsoft itself having lot many products, sir. Okay, so these many technologies are available. If you not having the DBA, no one can do anything, sir. I can agree with that one. So if you wanted to start designing the code, you need SQL Server. Who will install SQL Server? DBA will install the SQL Server. And you start inserting the data or updating the data, modifying. Who will protect? DBA will protect. DBA will protect, sir. Either it can be human-made mistake or it can be natural disasters. DBA should protect. Okay, and when you go for SSRS, DBA should be involved. Who will install SSIS, DBA, SSIS, DBA, SSRS, DBA? Who will grant DBA? Who will migrate DBA? Who will upgrade DBA? Okay, who will deploy DBA? DBA must and should be, sir. Even when you go for MSBA, even you go for developers, blah blah something, DBA should be mandatory. Make a sense? You can make automation for MSBA. You can make automation for the developers, but it's very difficult to make automation for the DBAs. You can install SQL Server, you can apply the patches by automation, but you can make backups also automation, but it fails. No automation will work, sir. You should only start investigate. Okay, granting, definitely we cannot make automation. Okay, tuning, no automation, sir. You should start tuning. We have a lot of third party tools that is helping us a lot, okay, to reduce the time frame, but tuning should be done by the DBA team. So we have different rules, sir. Actually, don't stop your career with the DBA. That's what my intention is. Don't stop with the DBA, sir. You just start exploring lot. DBA Microsoft contains lot many products. If you're stopping your career at one, that is mistake done by you, sir, not by Microsoft. Everyone is searching like anything, sir. I am not sure why you are searching. Everyone is searching market like a data science, okay, artificial intelligence. Even for data science also, they are using T-SQL, they are using Power BI. Power BI is our tool only. SSRS till SQL Server 2016, we have SSRS reporting services. From SQL Server 2016 onwards, Microsoft came up with a concept called Power BI. Like you know about the Tableau. Tableau is a reporting tool. Power BI is also a reporting tool, which is handling by Microsoft. Microsoft products, sir. Okay. So whoever telling that blah blah about the DBA, straight forward tell you don't know about the IT first. You don't know about the IT first. That is the reason they are telling about the Microsoft product. Make sense? Now whatever I told you, will you agree or not agree? Yes. Our next
Yeah, yes, sir.
generation will be Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synonyms, Azure Logic Apps, Azure Functions, Azure SRE Insights. There are a lot many things out where you can go and explore, and you cannot estimate the package as well. You cannot estimate the package as well when you go for data analytics. Okay, but the easiest way to enter into the IT is DBA. Once you settle down in the DBA, because to understand the environment, everything, then start exploring. You have lot many third-party blogs or YouTubes where you can get about the data factory, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. Take 2 years. Just start exploring one tool, complete about the tool. Then you can switch your technology, sir, if you want. Keep your resume with DBA, with data analytics. Don't estimate the package, sir, again. How the package looks like. Okay, that is what I can tell you, sir. Yeah, clear? Not clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, SSIS is nothing but integration service. It is a BA tool, sir, business intelligence tool, and it is a data warehouse tool, sir. We mustn't should know about the little bit about SSIS, or you should install SSIS whenever the packages are getting failed. DBA need to troubleshoot. Whenever application team is requesting, okay, to deploy the packages, DBA team people need to do all this. We are going to cover in a separate session, sir. Okay, and out of this whole MSBA, sir, SSAS is very trickiest, sir, very very complex. It's not easy if you wanted to learn also in future. Subbu, as you told, I just wanted to explore myself. Okay, in that way, SSIS is the best, sir. SSIS and Azure Data Factory, go for in this way, sir. Okay, SSRS also reporting, sir. If you know more about the T-SQL, okay, then you can go for SSRS. Reporting service means you need to write the queries to present the report as friendly as much. Okay, so SSAS is nothing but analysis. Sir, you decide to make one business in this year. Okay, like for example, go for, okay, cool drinks, sir. Go for cool drinks, sir. In rainy season, you have spent around 5 lakhs, okay, to for the cool drink shop. Take a shop, sir. Okay, sir, in rainy season, who will drink the cool drinks? No one, right? You don't know about the market. You purchase around 5 lakh product, and you gain that, okay, 3 lakhs amount you gain, but 2 lakhs you lost. Next year also you are planning at the same time. Then you will start analyze, right? Last year, when I started my business, how much I purchased, how much I gained, how much I lost. So you will start analyzing, right, sir? That kind of analysis will do from SSIS. SSAS, analysis service, sir. Throughout the global, no tool having SSAS means analysis, sir. Even SAP also you cannot find analysis. Even ERP also you cannot find analysis, sir. Only Microsoft is providing analysis service where you can start designing the cubes. So they will design the cubes, sir. Okay, they will design the cubes because cubes will be more performance. Okay, when you compare with the traditional queries, when you compare with the traditional queries, cubes will give better performance. Cubes will give better performance, sir. Analysis service. So whenever you go here, so when you are installing integration service, you will get the integration service, sir. You will get the integration service. So when you are installing analysis service, you will get the analysis service. When you are installing the reporting service, you will get the reporting services, sir. Reporting service is nothing but, okay, reports, sir. Everyone knows about the bank statement, credit card statement. Okay, so whenever you start generating your bank statement, so it will get you the report, complete report of your bank statement from so on, say so and so date to so and so date, right? So it contains the bank name, bank address, okay, and icons, everything, right? So that is how the reporting tools will work with more of graphical user interfaces. Make a sense? Yep. Yeah. And sir, and we have one more service called SQL Server VSS Writer. So SQL Server VSS Writer will specially use whenever you are taking the backups from the third-party tools. Okay, when you are taking the backups or when you are monitoring the SQL Server from the third-party tools like Commvault, Symfona, Redgate, Veritas Net Backup. Okay, so in that scenario, backend it will use SQL VSS Writer. Backend it will use SQL VSS Writer, sir. Make sure that whenever you are taking the backups from the third party tools like Commvault, Symfona, Veritas Net Backup, Redgate, okay, so make sure that you should enable the SQL VSS Writer. You should enable the SQL VSS Writer so that your tool and your SQL middleware is SQL VSS Writer to make the communication between your tool to the SQL. Make a sense? Yep. Online people, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, last but not least, okay, SQL full text filter, full text service, sir. For your example, simple example, full text search. Okay, sir, very simple logic. Dynamically, we need to enable this search service because from application point of view, so not from SQL point of view, sorry, from application point of view. So for example, you are opening some website, the application team will open some website, sir, and they are using some filter commands and they are using some keywords to filter the data from application point of view. Okay, so when you want to filter with some drop down box, when you want to filter with some drop down box, okay, so drop down box, in that case your full text search catalog will improve, sir. Okay, so it's not from the SQL point of view. When your application team want to have a drop down box, in the drop down box they are using some generic keywords, their keywords are not our keywords, their generic keywords, and they want to search the data from our database. In that scenario, we will enable the full text catalogs. Okay, that will improve the performance of the search operation from the application point of view. Make sense? Yeah, clear? Online people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, yes, sir. So that is about the instance and that is about the services and what are the roles you may have in throughout the market: developer role, DBA role, MSBA role, okay, and data analytics role as well. Azure data analytics is nothing but Azure level, sir. When we are discussing Azure, I will tell you what is our next generation. Okay, so if you are just connecting to your laptop and opening SQL Server, working on SQL Server years ago, there is no use. Okay, don't take it wrong, sir, who are already working. Okay, that's what fact, sir. Everyone industry is looking for multi.
Option in search option in database, sir. As you told now, is there that
Sorry.
option in database? Is there
No,
any
no,
option
no,
search
no,
option
no,
in
no,
database?
no, from application point of view only, sir. Clear? Not clear, sir. Clear, sir? Okay, okay, Can I start? Can I continue, or you should take a 10 minutes break? Online people.
Uh, a break would be good, Subbu. We can start at 9 again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everyone back? Online people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, any questions till now? Everyone clear about the services, about the instance? Okay. What is the default instance? What is the named instance? What is the default port number of SQL Server browser? Yep. Now, now we are going to discuss about Edison, sir. See, when you are installing your operating system, so for example, when you got opportunity to install the operating system, also you have the Windows 10 Home Edition, Windows 10 Pro Edition, Windows 10 Enterprise Edition, okay, Windows 10 some light edition. So even when you go for your operating system, also Microsoft is following the editions, different editions, sir. Like same when you go to the SQL Server also. Microsoft has been following the different editions. Microsoft is following the different editions. When you go and search here, so for example, SQL Server editions. Okay, SQL Server editions data sheet. So for example, I'm searching with SQL Server edition data sheets. Okay, just search here, you will get complete SQL Server editions data sheet. Okay, so again there are lot many things are available, but it's very difficult to everyone go through it one by one. What is the difference you will notice with the enterprise edition? What is the difference you will notice with the standard edition? Okay, one major thing is cost. When you go for enterprise, bit coster level, sir. Okay, bit coster level. And when you go for enterprise, there is no limited, sir. There is no limited. Okay, so you can keep unlimited CPUs, you can keep unlimited memory to the SQL Server. Everything will be unlimited, sir. Everything will be, there is no restrictions when you go for enterprise edition. And also you can enable the encryptions. Okay, you can enable the encryption, high level securities, encryptions. Okay, memory level no restrictions, CPU level no restrictions. Majorly you will see, but the cost is also bit higher, sir. Okay, so mostly we'll try to prefer the applications which want high-end securities. Okay, when you compare with the standard edition, then we'll go for the enterprise edition, sir. Because so when you see the ratio, when you see the ratio, assume, sir, they may ask you one question like, in standard there are restrictions, sir. See, up to 24 cores only, up to 128 GB memory you can allocate to the SQL Server, sir. In your laptop, in your desktop, you are having more than 200 GB, 300 GB, 400 GB, 500 GB RAM, but your SQL Server will use only 128 GB. You are having 48 cores processors, 72 core processors, but it will use only 24 cores. That is how the restriction made by Microsoft when you are purchasing standard license. When you are purchasing standard license, there are couple of restrictions. What are the restrictions? Are cores, memory. Okay, cores, memory you will see main, sir. And also a couple of features like encryption is not available in the standard. If you wanted to encryption, you must and should go for the enterprise level. You must and should go for the enterprise level. Make a sense, sir? Online people, are you getting?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So let me open this document as well. Okay, just scroll down, you will see lots, sir. Okay, you will see lot of difference here. What are the features are supporting, what are the not features are supporting when you go for enterprise edition, when you go for standard edition, okay, when you go for web edition. So you will get to know lot many things that we are going to cover one by one in the coming sessions, sir. Just make this document, okay, with handy, everyone, sir. Make this document very handy. It is very helpful document, sir. Okay, so and also you can download this one. I told you, right? SQL Server edition. data sheet where you can directly get the edition list, sir. Okay, standard edition, there are restrictions when you mainly see CPU, memory, security, sir. CPU, memory, security. Enterprise edition, there are no limited, sir. You can do whatever you want. And when I go for express edition or web edition, I have again restrictions, sir. You can use up to 16 cores, you can use up to 64 cores, sir. You can use only up to 16 cores and you can use maximum 64 core memory when you go for express edition. And one more thing is, when you go for express edition, there is no SQL Server agent, sir. When you go for express edition, you cannot find the SQL Server edition. You cannot find the SQL Server edition, sir. Make a sense? Online people? Online people, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Good,
Yes.
sir. Okay, so whatever we are discussing throughout our 60-day journey, here Microsoft mentioned all the features one by one, sir. Whatever we are discussing, all this like log shipping, database mirroring, backup compression, okay, database snapshot, always on failure cluster instance, always on availability group, okay, basic always on availability group. This is what very important, sir. Okay, we are going to discuss one by one in the coming sessions. So that is a major difference you will notice when you go for the editions, when you go for the SQL Server editions. This is the major difference you will notice, sir. Make a sense? In the futures level, in the limitation level, in the futures level, in the limitation level, you will see major difference. Okay, so whenever we are completing one by one concept, you will get to know, okay, these features are not supported by in the standard edition or express edition or in the enterprise edition. So then you can compare each other. It will be good, sir, for you, sir. Very important, again I am telling, right? So when you go for in real world, okay, 60% will use the standard edition, 60% will use the standard edition, 20% will use the express edition, and 20% will go for the enterprise edition, sir. Because you need to see the license cost. You need to see the license cost, sir. So someone may ask you a question, what is the edition mostly used in real world? Means standard. Don't tell enterprise, sir. Standard will use more because to cross cutting, sir, to save the amount to the client, because they don't want major security. They want 24 cores is good for their application, 128 GB is good for their application. Okay, they can go for the standard edition, sir. In case they want more cores, more memory, and enhanced securities, then definitely they need to upgrade their SQL to the enterprise. Make a sense, sir? Yeah, along with, sir, along with, you have the developer edition, you have the evaluation edition, sir. Okay, so evaluation edition, developer edition are the free editions. You can download, you can install, you can practice everything, sir. Evaluation edition is equal to enterprise edition only. Evaluation edition is equal to enterprise edition only. It's almost you can do everything with this evaluation edition only for the student purpose. Mostly, sir, 99% mostly evaluation is will use only for the lab purpose. Okay, lab purpose. You can do whatever, sir. Whatever you can do with the enterprise edition, standard edition, you can do with the evaluation edition. And developers will download the developer edition, then they can start exploring the using the SQL. Start exploring the using the SQL. Almost all are, everything is same only, but there are couple of restrictions, couple of limitations you can notice when you go for different edition, like enterprise edition, standard edition, web edition, developer edition, mobile edition. Okay, there is a mobile edition as well, sir. Only in overall my experience, I have got opportunity with only one customer when I was working with the Microsoft. Okay, so they install completely SQL mobile edition. Okay, and they are going to get the data from on premises to mobile edition, sir. And whenever I was connecting, they showed me the mobile app and how they are connecting to the SQL, and something is blocking them. Then we identified on that table they created a trigger which is blocking the data flow method. And after disabling the trigger, the data flow is perfectly working, sir. Mobile edition, developer edition, evaluation edition, enterprise edition, standard edition, sir. Almost all are similar. Try to remember enterprise and standard. Mainly, you will see the limitation in the CPU, in the core, memory, core, and the security part and compression part. And when you go for Express Edition, mostly you need to see in Express Edition there is no concept called SQL Server Agent. SQL Server Agent is not compatible with the Express Edition. Make a note, sir. Yep. Hope you understand, online people.
In Express Edition, database size is not more than 4.
Yes, sir. Limitations. Correctly. Yes. There are limitations as well. Mostly one of our student is completely working with the Express Editions only. Most of their servers are Express Editions only, because I'm telling, right, based on your application cost budget, they will purchase the SQL licenses, sir. Good point. Yeah. Hope you understand. So lot many things I mentioned, sir, which we are going to discuss in the coming sessions, one by one. Column store index, okay, online non-cluster indexes, in-memory OLTP, lot many trust database, okay. So partitions, data compressions, resource governors, we are going to discuss one by one in the coming session. Numa node, okay, buffer pool extension, almost whatever we need, okay, we are going to discuss in the one by one in the coming sessions, sir. No problem. Yeah, clear, sir. So almost here also mention the same things. Here also they mention the same thing, which are not compatible, which are incompatible. Okay. So what are the, and also in this document they mention what are the features added in the SQL Server 2017, 2019, 2016. But I'm going to take a separate session about the features. What are the features will be available in the 2016, 2017, and 2019. And out of that, what we are going to discuss also, we will discuss. A lot much of enhancement done on the 2012, 2016, 2017, sir. 2017 is the one of the finest, because Microsoft completely designed a SQL Server on the Linux platform. Before 2017, SQL is strictly with the Windows platform. But from SQL Server 2017 onwards, Microsoft has been moved to the Linux platform as well. Yes, sir.
How to install the SQL in Linux?
I will take separate sessions.
Okay.
There is a separate session, sir. Okay. So first we are doing everything in the Windows platform only. Okay. I'm going to take two sessions. How to install, what is first you must and should know about the Linux concepts, sir. First I will take a one session or two sessions about the Linux. Then I will show you how to install SQL Server on the Linux platform. Yep. Yes. Till now, any questions, sir? Any questions till now? Divya, Muni, Rajendra,
No, sir.
Bhagni. Clear, everyone? Now, sir. Okay. So why? Because I'm going to cover all this concept today. Okay. Tomorrow we are strictly on the SQL installation, sir. We'll mainly focus on the SQL installation. Once we complete the SQL installation, I will show you how to connect to the SQL installation, and I will show you what are the objects are available, what developers will do. I will brief everything about the complete. Tomorrow we are going to spend around the SQL installation, and what developers will do, what are the objects are available, what are the main components you need to focus on the SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so how to install the SQL Server Management Studio, all we are going to discuss tomorrow, so that from next we are going to focus more on the concept wise, sir. From tomorrow onwards we'll go for concept wise. Okay, then you will get better idea about, okay, these are all the concepts are available, and this is how the concept will works, and this is how we need to configure, we need to monitor, we need to troubleshoot, sir. Make a sense? Yep, sir. Now, okay, now, sir, when you go to the SQL Server Management Studio, we already discussed a lot of times, the databases are the core component, means main, sir. So because we will create multiple databases, then we'll grant the permissions, so users can create the tables, insert the data, create the programs, whatever they can play, sir. Sir, when you go to the databases, there are two different databases, sir. One is user-defined databases, one is system databases. One is user-defined databases, one is system databases. Okay, so today we are going to focus on the system databases, and throughout our batch we'll focus on the user databases. Okay, let me first focus on the system database. It means whenever you install SQL Server, by default you will get the system databases. When you install the SQL Server, by default you will get the system databases. So what are the system databases? Master, model, MSDB, TempDB, and one more database is a resource database, sir, which is hidden database that you cannot see here, but it is available, sir. It is hidden databases. It is a hidden database. So total 5 system database will be created by default. By default. But when you configure replication, you will get one more system database called distribution database. You will get one more system database called distribution database, sir. Total 6 databases are available if you configure replication. If you're not configuring replication, only 5 system databases are available. So if someone is asking, also tell only 5 databases, and once you explain everything, tell that if you're so strong at replication, highlight the distribution database, sir. If you're not strong at replication, don't highlight distribution database. It's very tricky, sir. They may ask you multiple questions on replication. Okay, if you're not strong, okay, avoid to tell the distribution database. If you're so strong, tell about the distribution database is also system database when we create the replication, when we configure replication. Now we'll discuss one by one this system database, then we'll wind up the session, sir. Okay, uh, I hope Divya is working, Subhagni is working with the different technologies, maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, let me give you, sir, very very important concepts. Master database. First we'll discuss about the master database, sir. Sir, entire your database engine, is depend on the master database. Sir, master database is a heart for SQL Server. Heart for SQL Server. Entire your information like your logins, your passwords, your database, entire SQL Server information will be maintained in the master database, sir. Information, again I'm telling, not data. So data will be user databases, sir, actually. Okay, all information will be maintained by the master database. See, that's what I mentioned here clearly. Okay, master database keeps and manages all the server level information, means instance level information, such as system configurations, logon accounts, linked servers, okay, linked servers, resource governors, okay, passwords, everything it will be maintained by the master database. By the master database, sir. And Subbu sir, okay, I can agree with you. Why you are telling entire our database engine is depends on master database means, okay. So when I open SQL Server Management Studio, I am connecting, sir. Whenever I am connecting, so our username and passwords, who is maintaining, sir? Master database is maintaining. Only that one, Subbu? No, sir. So when you open configuration manager, okay, so when you open SQL Server configuration manager, sir, when you open SQL Server configuration manager, okay, so when you double click on SQL Server service, I already told you SQL Server service is the main component service for the database engine. When you open SQL Server service, when you go to the startup parameters, sir, see, okay, let me copy, sir. Let me open the notepad. Let me paste it, sir. Okay, master mdf file, master ldf file is the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service, sir. That is why I told you, right? If something happened to master database, if master database is corrupted, someone is deleted, something happened, entire your SQL will be down. Entire your SQL will be down because master MDF, master LDF are the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service. Make a sense, sir? Make a sense, everyone? Okay? Not okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So master database is the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service. Along with master will contains entire instance configuration information, along with logins, passwords, linked servers, blah blah, lot many things, sir. Lot many things your master database will hold. Okay, but that is what actual, sir. That is what actual. But but let me show you one thing, sir. When I expand master database, so sir, table is the one of the major component that we are going to discuss tomorrow, sir. Okay, so tables are very important. But when I expand table, when I expand system tables, no system tables are available. No system tables are available. See, sir, then how master is doing all this one, sir? When you expand views, when you expand system views, we have lot many views. See, uh, dm underscore os underscore host. Okay, let me show you, sir. Let me show you 1 second, sir. See, sys logins. I told you, right? Logins will be maintained by master database. Okay, stats will be maintained by master database. SQL logins will be maintained by master database. Passwords will be maintained by master database. But everyone who are already working, who starting career, okay, everyone will tell that master is a heart, master is a blah blah something. But sir, what is a view means? When you stand opposite to the mirror, what you will see in the mirror, sir? You only read your image, right, sir? Okay. M- Whatever you are seeing on the mirror is a view. What is original, sir? You is a original. Then master is not a original. Then a resource database is a original, sir. No one knows this concept actually. Okay. Okay, resource database is the original database where your actual data is storing, where your actual data is storing, sir, not in master database actually. Where, sir, resource database is handling everything. But everyone will tell us master database is a heart, is a blah. Master database will contains everything, sir. Master database is just a view, not a table. When you expand master database, you cannot see any table, sir. Master is just a mirror. Then what is the original, sir? A resource database is a original component. Make a sense, sir, everyone? Yes, sir. Respond. Very, very interesting concept. Okay. So master
Yes.
database is a usually dummy database actually. Dummy database. Nothing is there, sir. In master database, nothing is there actually. Okay. A resource database is original, sir, actually. Okay. But don't highlight this one to the anyone, sir. But for your general knowledge to become more stronger on SQL, I just explained this concept. Okay. But you are so strong in the explanatory, you can highlight this one in the interview, sir. Master database is mirror. Resource database is a original concept, sir, actually. Okay, just hold on this one. Okay, just hold on. Okay, sir, as usually everyone will tell master will is a heart for the SQL server, which will store all the instance level configuration information, logins, passwords, linker server, stats. Okay, nodes, NUMA, everything will be stored in the master database. Complete system configuration information along with instance configuration information will be stored in the master database along with master database MDF file, master database LDF files are the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service. If master database got corrupted, entire your SQL will be down. Master database corrupted, SQL will be down, sir. Till now, everyone clear, sir? Come on, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not sure everyone is not at least responding okay. Just respond okay, sir. I can understand that you are getting or not, okay? Just okay. Simply don't tell
Yes.
okay, sir. If you have the doubt, if you are not understand, I will again repeat you, sir. Okay, no problem. We have enough time. No worries. Okay, sir. When you go to the model database, okay, when you go to the model database, sir, if you are trying to create a database, so for example, if I wanted to create a database, see, sir, if you are creating a database, so when you click on script, sir, let me provide some name. Okay, let me provide test db. Just click on script, sir. Just click on script. Okay, sir, you are getting lot of parameters. You are getting lot of parameters, sir. When you wanted to create a database, you should get, okay, w- where I need to store my MDF file, where I need to store my log file, what is the size of log file, what is the size of data file, okay, how many data files I need to create, how many log files I need to create, what are the settings, default settings I need to create. There are lot many things, sir. Or I can do one thing, just create database, database name test db, test db. Can I create directly with simple this keyword, with simple this word? Yes, sir. See, you can go and verify one database is created already. You just refresh, sir, one database is created, test db. But then you will get shocked, sir, what about these settings all? Sir, these settings are inheriting, means whenever you create a database, whenever you create a database, whenever you are creating a database, it will inherit the features from the model database. Means model database will act as a template. Model database will act as a template when you are creating new database. When you start creating database, it will take from the model database. How your model database look like, your new database will also look like exactly same, sir. Exactly same. Make sense? Make sense, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you have any questions, you can go and verify. Okay, so when you expand model database property, okay, when you expand T test DB database property. Make it both side by side, sir. Make it both side by side to get better. One second, sir. Okay, make it side by side to make better clear, sir. When you go to the files, see, sir, here two files are available. Here two files are available. One is the primary, one is the log, one is the log. As initial size it has been designed as a 8. Our database also 8 and whatever the auto growth you have set it for this, okay, same auto growth you have it set to the new database as well. So these both files are storing in the D drive. These both files are storing in the D drive. So how your model database look like, your new database will also look like, sir, not existing database. Can I change model database? Yes, sir, you can go and change to 25. Go and change to 25, sir. Then click on OK. Then you can go and try to create the database, sir. Now you will see 25 because just now I modified model database. Just now I modified model database. Means when you modify model database, when you are creating new database, it will inheriting the model database, right? Only for newly creating database, or not old databases. Existing database, it never touch, sir. Your model database never touch on the existing database. Only your model database touch only with the newly creating database. Make a sense, sir? Make
Yes,
a
sir.
sense? Yeah. That is the one thing, sir. But they may ask you one question, sir, especially on the model database. Means uh, how they may ask you the question means, hey, hi Divya, hi, Rajendra. Okay, I got a request to create 250 databases. I got a request to create 250 databases. Out of 250 databases, okay, only for these 250 databases, all the data files need to go for E drive. All the log files need to go for F drive. Only for these two databases, all the data files need to go for E drive. All the log files need to go for F drive, sir. So, so whenever you are creating a database, so for example, if I create a database, okay, every database manually you need to go and change the path. It's very difficult, right, sir? Yes or no? For every database, you need to change the path for E drive and path for F drive. It's very difficult, right? To make more clear what Microsoft, what we can do, means not Microsoft, sorry, sir. As a database administrator, what we can suggest, right? Let me go and change the model database MDF file location, LDF file location for temporary. I can go and change the model database file location for temporary. Okay, next I will start creating the 250 databases. After I create the 250 database, again I can change the model database to the back to the same drive. Make a sense? So that is how your answer should be, sir. Very rare case they may ask you this question actually. Everyone will get shocked what I need to answer. Very simple answer, sir. I can go and change the model database, okay, accordingly for temporary. Once I create 250 databases, again I will back my model database to the normal. Sir, how to change all these locations, everything? I will show you. I'm going to take a separate session only, sir. No worries. Just I am explaining theoretically, but everything you will get practically in the keep on our sessions. No worries. Hope you understand, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one more thing, sir. Well, let me ask you a question. Sir, if model database got corrupted, will SQL Server will run or not, sir? If model database got
No.
corrupted, why?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Run. It will
No.
run.
Okay, money is telling run, yes. Okay, Sagar is telling no. Why no, sir?
I because he is not able to create new TameDB.
Exactly, sir. Hold this answer just for 2 minutes, sir. Hold this answer for just for 2 minutes, okay? So, whenever model database is corrupted, your SQL Server never starts, sir. Make a note. Make a note, sir. Why? Just hold for 2 minutes, sir. Okay. Now, sir, there is a one more database, sir. MSDB database. Sir, MSDB database. See, so we have two services, right? SQL Server service. Sir, this SQL Server service is completely depends on the master database. So this agent service is completely depends on the MSDB database, sir. MSDB database. Complete your SQL Server agent is working under MSDB database. Then you may ask, Subbu sir, can I go to the SQL Server agent? I can see the startup parameter. No, sir. No, no startup parameter, nothing, sir. But complete your SQL Server agent is depends on the SQL Server MSDB, sir. That is a backend process. Okay, your SQL Server agent is depend on the MSDB database. So MSDB database contains the automation information, sir. Your job information, your alerts information, your operator information, your proxy information. MSDB will maintain complete automation information. MSDB maintain will complete automation information. Only automation, Subbu? So I told you, right? MSDB will also backup backbone for the SQL Server agent. If SQL Server MSDB down, your SQL Server agent will be down, sir. Your SQL will work, no worries. Your SQL Server will work, but SQL agent will be down, completely down. Okay, only automation information will be handled by the SQL Server agent, sir. Sorry, MSDB, sir. No, no. Okay, MSDB will also maintain the history of the certain activities like backups, restores, log shipping, replication. It will maintain the history. It will maintain the backup history. It will maintain the SSIS package history. It will maintain the DTS package history. It will maintain the report history. It will maintain the log shipping history. It will maintain the history of certain operations like backups, restores, log shipping, packages. This kind of history also it will maintain, sir. When we are discussing backup session, I will also explain you about the how it is maintaining the history, how to track this history also. I will show you and I will also provide you the scripts to use, sir. No need to worry. Make sense? So MSDP is completely maintain the automation and it's also backbone for your SQL Server agent. Along with it will also stores the history of your backup, restore, log shipping, DTS packages, SSS packages, and and lot. That is what you should make a note, sir. Okay. Now, sir, if MSDB is got corrupted, anything will happen to SQL Server? If MSDB
No.
got corrupted, anything will happen to SQL Server? No, sir. Your SQL services will be run, your database will be run, but only automation will fail, sir. Only automation will fails. That is only make a note, sir. Now, TempDB, sir. Sir, today I cannot tell you about the TempDB because TempDB itself I need to explain around 2 to 3 hours, sir. There is a separate demos I already prepared for TempDB. Okay, where we are going to discuss a lot about the TempDB when we go for TempDB. Okay, see, tempdb log file, tempdb spill, okay, tempdb internal store, tempdb user store, tempdb version store, tempdb contention, okay, tempdb architecture. There are lot many things where I need to discuss about the tempdb, where I am going to discuss in the advanced level. Okay, as of now, just I am explaining only 5 minutes, sir. But in advanced tuning, we are going to spend around 2 to 3 hours or 3.5 hours we are spending on the only TempDB, sir. Only TempDB. Sir, TempDB name itself it is telling the temp, sir. Temp. Okay. So temporary data. TempDB will stores only temporary data. As of now, just make a note this word only, sir. In coming sessions, we will become stronger on the tempdb. So you will learn about tempdb architecture, tempdb troubleshoot, okay, tempdb contention, tempdb best practice, tempdb monitoring. All this we are going to cover in the advanced level. So if someone is asking what is tempdb, as of now, just remember tempdb will stores temporary data. Tempdb will store temporary data, and you cannot take the backups on tempdb. Means backups are not compatible. Means we cannot take the backup on tempdb. Backups are in disabled mode, sir. We cannot take the backup of tempdb. You can go and verify once, sir. You can go on, right click on here, go to the task. There is no concept called backups. But when you go for master database, all databases are except tempdb, okay, you can take the backup here. See, backups are possible, restores are possible, but backups, restores, nothing, sir, because it is a tempdb. Backups are not compatible. And one more key point, sir. So three key points you need to remember. As of now, once we discuss advanced, you will become stronger, sir. What are the 3 points? Tempdb will contains the temporary data. Tempdb doesn't allow backups. One more thing, sir. Tempdb will be recreate every time when you restart the sql server. Means whenever you restart the sql server, tempdb will be recreate every time. And someone may ask you, what is the sql server uptime? Simply you can go to the tempdb property and see the tempdb creation time. Okay, by seeing the tempdb creation time, you will get to know tempdb, sorry, sql server start time, sir. Sql server start time, tempdb creation time, both are same only. Both are same only. Make a note, sir. If someone is asking how I can get sql server start time, when sql server is started, from how long sql server is running, that you can get when you go and see the tempdb creation time. Tempdb creation time, sir. Okay, tempdb will be recreate every time when you restart the sql server. Sir, what is the time now? 9:47. For your understanding, let me restart, sir. Let me restart the SQL once. Let me restart the SQL once. Sir, don't restart, don't stop from the from the SSMS, sir. Best practices you need to do it from the configuration manager. Okay? Yeah, done, sir. Now you can go and verify what is a tempdb time, sir. It's 9:47:49. Yeah. Okay. So when you see the tempdb creation time, you will see the SQL uptime, sir. So whenever you restart the SQL server, automatically tempdb will be created. Make a note, sir. That is the one thing. As of now, sir. Okay. The last database is uh, now you may ask, I already told you, right, Sagar, please hold on. Sir, whenever your model database is corrupted, okay, SQL won't start because when you are starting the SQL server, it need to create the tempdb, right? Without model database, tempdb never creates, sir. Without model database, tempdb never creates. So that's the reason SQL server never starts if model database is corrupted. Model database is corrupted, sir. Make a note. That is a one point, sir. And last but not least is resource database. Okay, sir. Resource
So,
database is the, yes.
without TimeDB, we can start the SQL Server, right?
No, no, sir.
That's the more important point.
Yeah, without MDB we cannot start the SQL server. Yeah. Okay, sir. Resource database is introduced, okay, from SQL Server 2005. Okay, so before SQL Server 2005, we have only four system databases: master, model, MSDB, sir, and tempdb, No resource database, sir. Okay, Microsoft came up with a resource database for our sake only, sir, because as a human nature, before you start implementing something, we will mostly love to delete the product, sir. Mostly we love to delete something. Okay, so that's the reason Microsoft came up with a concept called resource database. Okay, let's keep everything in the resource database. Okay, let's keep everything in the resource database. Okay, so that which is in hidden, which is not available, you cannot see in the SSMS, or nowhere you can see the resource database in the SQL Server Management Studio. If you wanted to see the resource database, wherever you install the SQL Server, go to that installation path, sir. Go to that installation path. Okay, go to MS SQL, go to the bin, just search for M. You will get two files, sir. With the same name, you will get it, sir. Okay, MS SQL system resource.ldf file, MS SQL system resource.mdf file, primary data file, log data file. So actually your data, your system configuration, your passwords, your logins, everything will be maintained by the resource database, which is a hidden database. Which is a hidden database. Actual is this is the one database, which is introduced from the SQL Server 2005 Microsoft, which is hidden database, which will stores all system related information. Make a sense, sir? Someone may ask you differently where this database is holded. So wherever you install the SQL Server, go to the bin folder. Go to the bin folder, you will find MS SQL system resource LDF, MS SQL system resource MDF file. Clear? Not clear, sir?
Yeah, clear, sir.
So
Any
is there
questions till
in
now?
is there in company also where the master database located, the same location will be for research database will be available?
No, sir. No, sir. No. Resource database by default it will in the bin folder. Master database will be in the different our directories. Wherever you are choosing, right, in our directories it will be available. Tomorrow I will show you. Clear? Not clear, sir?
Clear, sir.
So if any questions before I stop the recording?
No, Subbu.